Greetings, 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 my V family all over the world. Welcome to day 2 of my life, my story, my time. Wherever you are right now, sit down, relax. It's been a long 3-4 hours, I assume. All right. And I hope yesterday you guys benefited from the session of everyone who spoke. I hope you guys have listed down your dreams for 2025 specifically. All right. And I hope that you understand what I spoke about. And I want to remind you that your potential is limitless. Don't look at us in any other way except like looking in the mirror. Your potential is limitless. I hope you understand that you need to learn to love what you do. It's 12:15 a.m. in the morning and I'm here. Not because I have to be, because I want to be. All right? And ultimately this business is about people. Don't for 1 minute think it's about technicality. It's about human relationships, okay? And finally, the power of the dream, which I spoke about yesterday. And today, you guys had an exciting lineup of speakers. First, starting with the VCon to You host, all right? Ongolo, Hanin, Marwan, Anya and Anna, and Tipa and Devaraj. I hope you guys had some fun with them. And then you heard from Edward. All right, you heard from Soro, you heard from Rafiq, unbelievable success stories that I'm so proud of. Then you heard from the great ones, the rose among the thorns in the V partnership, the one and only Donna Lecaros, okay? And you heard from our founder, one of my most important mentors in my life, besides Dato Sri Vijay Ishwan, the one and only Japa Das Bismarck. And you know, when you listen to Japa, for some weird reason, I don't know, because he has no hair, I don't know, but you feel extremely comfortable. He's the kind of guy, if I met in an airport, I would tell him all my problems, all right, and speak from my heart. Okay, both down here, okay, speak from my heart. He's going up and down. Up, down, one will go down. This is like married life, you understand? So, when you speak to Japa, it's like somebody you have known your whole life. There's something about his aura, his energy. I love listening to Japa Das Bismarck. And I'll tell you a story. In the early days when I signed up, and you know my story, okay, I was the lawyer who came in front and said, my name, I'm Ispatman Senatiraja, I am a lawyer and this business is legal. And then one day, Japa came to do a training for us in Shah Alam, Blue Wave Hotel, if I remember. And everyone said, the founder is coming, the founder is coming, the founder is coming. And in our perception, the founder must come with like, fireworks, all right? And come up in shiny suit with LED bulbs, you understand? And Japa, I didn't even see him. He just walked through the crowd and he went up on stage. And that's when I knew that this is my home. Because if somebody with his power, position, and authority can remain so humble, this is an organization that will survive the test of time. A few days ago, somebody asked me, how did the company survive for 26 years? This is a question. Now, to all the morons, your prospects, your relatives who don't believe in the business, all right, I hope they have enough common sense to understand that we are around for 26 years. That alone should speak about our credibility, our integrity, our intent. No company with bad intentions can last for 26 years. And the person asked me, what would you attribute the survival of 26 years? And my answer has not changed and will not change. My answer is because of the founders, Japa and Dato Sri Vijay Ishwan. You see, they are the source of everything. Who we are, what we stand for, what we do, how we carry ourselves, the battles we fight, all right? the level of service that we provide to all of you. And they have always maintained that DNA. They have always told me from day one, Patman, we always put our people first, not the company, not our profits, not our recognition. We put our people first, the employees in the QI group, our downlines around the world. And they have never changed that promise. That Japa and Dato Sri Vijay until today maintains that DNA, that you are the most important thing in our journey the last 26 years. And you know, the term that we use for ISB, you will hear from number one tomorrow. We say service above self or servant leadership. Japa and Dato Sri Vijay has demonstrated service above self. They are multi-millionaires. Do you understand? They own this company. All right? They founded this company in 1998, 26 years ago. But if you see them today, and I talk to them a lot, they're both my mentors, you cannot believe their humility, their care, their attitude of service above self, how they prioritize you and me above themselves. And this is unheard of in the traditional world of direct selling or the traditional corporate world, right? Because most founders or owners of the company ultimately prioritize their own pockets first. But here, Dato Sri and Japa always told me, Patman, we must create the largest number of max out kings and max out queens around the world. And they always tell me what gives them pride or what makes them proud and what makes me proud is not what we are able to buy. It's when I get a WhatsApp message from somebody who bought their first car or somebody who went on their first international holiday. Or I remember Brijesh sent me like 50, 60 videos 2 years ago where every downline would earn a check or two and buy something for their parents as a gift and not for themselves. And it made me very emotional to understand today that we are not just a direct selling network marketing company. We are a movement. We are a movement that is trying to correct what is wrong with humanity. That's why I'm still here today. All right? Many times I'm tempted to go back to my village and plant carrots and, chill out. But I believe in this movement. I believe that if we create millionaires with integrity, responsibility, rhythm, all right, and the attitude of service above self, we can change the world. And this has been and will always be the vision of Japa and Dato Sri Vijay. It's easy to make money. It's easy to help people make money. It's not easy to create the right people that are making money, who will do good and raise others and make a difference. And I always say this in my videos. Please buy your Mercedes, buy your Ferrari, build your villa, all right? Fulfill all your dreams. And you will still keep maxing out if you build your business right. And after that, build a hospital in your village. Educate 20, 30 kids who deserve a good quality education. Give, all right? I go to a restaurant, I always tip more than even my bill sometimes because it makes a difference. If God has rewarded you with financial ability, all right, give some away, it will come back, right? Don't keep it all like that until the day you die. You can't take it where you're going when you die, remember? But sort your life out first. Be happy, be contented, live your dreams to the fullest. And the excess cash you have, the consistent max out that you are going to get, all right? Do something good with your money. I'm so proud when people send me messages that they did this in their village, they did this in their town, right? So I realize that the reason, in a simple way, the reason why we have lasted for 26 years, in the most simplistic way, is simply because we are a good company. We are a good company, owned by good people, managed by good people, and our network consists of good people. And when you put all the good together, you have a company that will last for another 26 years, inshallah. Another 26 years. Are you guys with me? We are not just a network marketing company. I believe we are bigger than that. We have created a movement of changing lives with zero discrimination. So those of you who recently made a decision to join us, to buy a product, to become an IR, to join the V&Q Net, and if you have any remaining doubt in your mind, my goal is by tomorrow when we close, that doubt should be gone. And any of you who are struggling on your journey of entrepreneurship towards your goals, by tomorrow night when we close, I want you to have clarity of what you should do in 2025. Are you guys with me? And I got so many messages last night about last night's session, and I want to thank everyone for sending me messages. I finally caught up with my TAT. If you're watching me, I've caught up with everyone TAT 2024. So I'm sure you got tons of messages a few days ago for me. And then you had a lot of questions because the beautiful team of Lorraine, Claire came up, Michelle came up with the idea that ask Chief anything. Now we got thousands of questions. So Kalai will figure it out and I'll answer the questions tomorrow. I'll have extra time tomorrow, I'll answer the questions. I did not do my Insta live today because I'm here live. All right, 1 hour, 25 minutes after 11. So it's okay. All right, I'm still live. But next Sunday, I'm back at 11 p.m. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. We have gone up by a few hundred people. What are the rest of you doing? Go to your YouTube account and subscribe to Padman Senathi Raja. Let's shock Mark Zuckerberg, right? Let's let him be surprised and he asks, who's this guy, Padman Senathi Raja? He calls me, presentation, sign him up, all right? And he comes to VCon in service. That's our goal. Mark Zuckerberg as in service at VCon Agatha, you know? So yesterday I spoke about my life, all right? The lessons that I learned in my life. The greatest mentor. And I'm grateful to Dato Sri Vijay because the last 20 over years of being his student, he gave me that clarity. I told you, right? When you have uplines like Japa and Dato Sri Vijay, I call it complicated karma. All right? Because every time I ask them a question, they never give me an answer. I don't know why. They give me another question for me to think about the answer. Because they knew with their wisdom and their experience that every answer I seek, I already know. But because my mind was clouded with bull sugar, ego, arrogance, assumptions, I couldn't see the answer. So remember the story Dato Sri Vijay said, and it's a non-vegetarian story, so don't get confused. He said, you can give a man a fish every day and he can eat. Or you can choose to teach him how to catch fish and he can feed his family for generations to come. So Dato Sri and Japa had a very unique style of mentoring, which I'm trying to duplicate, where they don't give you an answer. They help you find the answer. Because when you find your own answer, all right, it stays with you for life. When somebody gives you the answer, you tend to overanalyze, all right? You tend to evaluate whether that person is qualified to mentor you, whether it's right or wrong. Your ego comes into play. So Japa and Dato Sri Vijay had a very unique mentoring style. They always help me find my own answer. Then you feel, I found the answer. It's like Kalai when she comes and see me, all right? I send her back to find her own answer. And today, I want to talk about the second part of my 2025 journey, my story. Now, this is something I want you to listen very carefully And yesterday, some translators said I was too fast. So today I'm going to speak very slowly and make sure everyone understands exactly what I'm saying. I'm going to slow down and make sure everyone understands exactly what I'm saying. It's my story today, and today is about my story. Yesterday was my life. I'm just kidding. I'll try to slow down, okay? Especially for Anna, who's like, who's very good at keeping up with me, and she couldn't keep up yesterday. So today I want to talk about my story. And it's going to be a bit deep, okay? So to the new kids on the block, sit down, empty your cup, and imagine you're listening to anyone, all right? And they're just giving you some general advice on Christmas Day or sitting on a rocking chair or something like this. I believe that a great lesson my mother, God bless her soul, she always instilled in us is that life is ultimately about choices. Correct? You think about it. The mistake we make is we fail to understand that some choices are not ours. We don't choose where we are born. We don't choose our parents. We don't choose the circumstances of our birth. In most cases, we don't choose our nationality or religious, cultural beliefs. We will not be able to choose the circumstances of our death or the time of our death. So we have very little choice at the beginning of our story and the ending of our story. All right? But in between that, from birth to death, is called life. And that choice is yours. That story is for you to write. It's an empty canvas that He gave you. He just gave you an empty canvas. And He said, please write your story before you come home to me. The mistake you make, and I made the same mistake before I met Dato Sri Vijay, who gave me, this clarity of life, is that we allow everyone else to write our story. And then we sit down and complain that our story sucks. You know how stupid that is? So you allow, from a young age until today, hopefully it changes tonight, you allowed everyone else to write your story. You allowed your parents, your schooling system, your job or your boss, your country, your cultural environment, all right? The opinions of others. Today you allow social media to write your story. And soon ChatGPT and AI is going to write your story. So you took the only one thing that is yours, that is your God-given right to write your own story, and you outsource it to people whose intention is not for you to reach your goals, not for you to achieve freedom of thought and feelings. It's not for you to unleash your limitless potential. You gave that power of writing your story to dictators, to selfish people, to politicians with ulterior motives, all right, to misguided religious leaders, all right, or cultural taboos that were created in 1965, which has no relevance today. All right? You gave that power away. And then you woke up one morning and realized your story is bad. It's not one of the movies you want to watch. It's like a horror movie with a bad ending. Nobody survives. Everyone dies. It's a story of depression, frustration, lack of success, failure in relationships, all right? Health problems, mental problems. I never heard of the word depression, but today everyone is depressed. The only reason you are depressed is because you allowed somebody to write your story. So when I was young, I'll tell you a life-changing moment in my life when I was about 17, 18 years old. And I'll mention her name. I don't know whether you'll find her today, but I was shown a presentation from another company, which I shall not mention. I will mention Amway. all right, under this organization called Dexter Yeager, who I respect tremendously, Dexter Yeager. So does Dato Sri Vijay, so does Japa. He passed away 3-4 years ago. He was one of the greatest networkers the world has ever seen, Dexter Yeager. God bless his soul. So I was part of his organization. And a young petite lady, Kalai knows her, called Linda Pan. Nice, sweetheart, tiny little lady. She came to present to Padman Senati Raja at 18. If you think I am overly confident and arrogant today, can you imagine when I was 18? I thought I was a supermodel. I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread. You understand? No? And she sat down with me. And she did one of the best presentations ever I've seen. She just sat down and she said, Padman, imagine. I said, yes. You were walking somewhere. I said, okay. And you saw a lamp on the ground. I said, okay. She's mentally unstable. She's talking about the lamp. She said, no, imagine you have a lamp. You remember Genie and the lamp? I said, okay, fun story. And you rub that lamp. I said, okay. And a genie comes out. Yes. And the genie told you that I will give you all the time and all the money in the world. What would you ask for, Padman? And that was the first moment that cell in my brain of dreams got activated. You cannot ignore that question, you know. Subconsciously, you start to think, all the time, all the money, oh my God. Of course, 18, my priorities were different. Okay? But I started dreaming. And then she said, listen, I don't know whether you want to do this. I don't know whether you want to start your journey as an entrepreneur. But please read this book. Now, don't tell Dato Sri Vijay. Because he promotes reading. I don't like reading books. It's boring. You get something square. The books have no different shape. It's very sad. They should have circle books, triangle books, star-shaped books like my kids. I love reading my kids' books because the shapes are all different. There's a zebra-shaped book, giraffe. Our books are just square. And they're thick. Kalai's books, she reads are this thick, you know. You must be mentally unstable to read that many words. You understand? Maybe I got, what is it, ADHD? I'm confirmed I got ADHD. But Linda Pan gave me a book this thin. If it can fit between these two fingers, I think I can read it. That's why when Dato wrote The Sphere of Silence, everyone looked at the cover. No, I took the book and I put between my fingers. Then Japa had his original book which could fit into my fingers. Then he made Japa doesn't fit in my fingers, Japa. You understand? So make it small again. And I read a book, and I'll mention the book. You don't have to read it. It just changed my life. I don't know whether I can promote books, but who cares? All right? The book's title was so cool. It's called The Greatest Miracle in the World. Blue color book. Greatest Miracle in the World. Never heard about it. Written by a guy with the coolest name on the planet, Og Mandino. O-G. M-A-N-D-I-N-O. O-G, original gangster. Okay? O-G, Og Mandino. It's not like Kalai, Arasi, Manikam. You understand? Then you said, okay, too long the name. Oh, Padman Senati Raja, you won't read a book. But this is Og Mandino. Right? The name is so cool, right? So I went home. I had nothing to do that night because I don't study for college anyway. All right? And I read the book from start to finish in one go. Never happened to me in my life. I couldn't put it down. And that book changed my life. And that book is this. My story. Because that book was about a frustrated individual. A frustrated individual who was successful, CEO of a company. But everyone, he allowed the whole world to write his story. He had money, he had success, he has fame, but he was unhappy. Then he met somebody, a mysterious man, and they built a relationship and had multiple conversations. And one day the man disappeared and left a note for him. All right? Which simply describes, stop looking for miracles. Because the truth is, you are the greatest miracle in the world. And he explains scientifically, and I'm sorry for talking about this, but let's talk about biology for a while. He wrote that how for millions of, potential babies, there was one that met the egg. And that there is no copy of you on this planet. Your twin is not like you. There's nobody with the same fingerprint. There's nobody with the same iris in the eye. All right? There is nothing in the world like you. Nothing. You are one of a kind. If you want to talk about limited edition, all right, in watches, because I'm a watch guy, in watches they have something called limited edition, 100 pieces, 200 pieces, and they have something called piece unique. Piece unique means only one piece in the world. So you are piece unique, So at 17 years old, I had a mental breakthrough that Padman Senathirajah is special. I am unique. I'm one of a kind. And I will write my own story. I will never reach frustration. I will never allow the rest of the world to write my story. Not even my family. Not even my parents. Not even my teachers. That they can guide me. They can give me information. They can help me make decisions. But I must write my own story. So why you are where you are today, before QNet, and some of you even after QNet, you haven't started writing your own story. You empowered everyone else to write your story. When it's moronic. Because this is your life. Your story. Like Dato Sri Vijay says, you can max out 10 times. Nobody will understand that feeling of success except you. Your family will be happy for you. Alright? Everyone will be happy for you. Do you remember when you got your first sign up? Go back. Think when you got your first sign up. That emotional feeling you had, nobody else had. Only you had. Do you understand? That success is individual, It's your success. Be proud of it. Right? If you hit your first commission check last week, be proud of it. Because you did it as an entrepreneur for the first time of your life. Regardless how much money you made last year. Alright? You were an entrepreneur last year. Celebrate the smallest and the biggest success. Celebrate it. But today, I want you to start writing your own story. Stop falling into this trap that you are lesser than anyone else. Stop falling into this trap that you need 200 hours of training. I'm sorry. Alright? Just because you attend every training on the planet doesn't mean you're going to max out. Alright? Unless you start writing your own story, making your own decisions, making your own commitment, paying your price. Are you guys with me? So stop thinking that your problems can be solved by other people. I never do Q&A. I never do Q&A. Everyone does Q&A. I rarely do Q&A. This Q&A was done by them. People ask me questions, I never answer. The other day I did Q&A for a group in Kazakhstan. Alright? And my first question to them was this. If I give you the answer, are you going to max out? So why ask me a question? Why ask me a question if you're not going to take my answer and do something about it? So somebody was talking to Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, this TV anchor. And they were talking about losing weight. And they were talking to some experts about losing weight. And they were all talking about, no sugar, no carbohydrate, your metabolic rate. And Piers Brosnan said, hey, eat less and exercise. Why waste your time? That's the answer. Anyone want to lose weight? Put up your hand. I got the answer for you. Eat less and exercise. Eat less than you burn. Correct? Consume less than you burn. You naturally lose weight. You don't need any tablets. You don't need Mozambique or Ozempic. You don't need to inject your tummy and your ass and all that stuff. You just have to eat less and burn more. and naturally you shrink. Your problem is you eat too much and there's no burning. Then it gets stored like me here. You understand? The last 1 month, there was a lot of eating but no burning. But don't worry. VCon is only in June in Malaysia, February in Africa. So now I'm burning more than I eat. Hopefully I will lose this. As you can see, if you have no time to burn, then just wear black. Are you guys with me or not? And you always look sexy. I found out the secret. All right? So I realize why I don't do Q&A. Because if I give you the answer, what are you going to do about it? And somebody said, Chief, I have done everything. Interesting point. Huh? I did the 8 basic building blocks. I wrote my dreams. I have done rule 3 for the whole year. Okay? I've come to VCon. I have gone to ISB, I control you, everything I've done. Why am I not successful? I got the answer for you. It's still not your story. You're not writing your story. You did everything, but you're still allowing your upline maybe to write your story. You're waiting for Japa, Dato and me to write your story. You're waiting for QNet to write your story. Right? You're waiting for a click to write your story. So as long, why this is so important, writing your own story? Because I shared last month, I think I did a training, I told everyone, it is not what you do that matters. You can do the best presentation. You can answer all the questions of your prospect to perfection. And the person will still say no. The issue is not what you do. The issue is who you are. This is where everyone makes a mistake. They think by doing, their life is sorted. No. Doing, any moron can do. Any moron can do a presentation. The issue is not about doing the presentation. It's about who is doing the presentation. Who you are. And the problem with who you are, you don't know this answer anymore. So I'll tell you my relationship with Japa and Dato Sri. For 26 years, they didn't show me anything about QNet. They have never done the presentation for me. They have never explained a product to me. They have never understood the complaint, I think, until today. Their focus was Patman. Because Dato Sri told me many years ago, if I sort out Patman, anything Patman does will be successful. Why focus on what Patman does? Focus on Patman. If you sort out Patman, anything he does will be successful. So for 26 years, Japa and Dato Sri were sorting me out. I was a bit complicated student. It took them 26 years to sort me out, to give me clarity, to allow me to write my own story, to empower me to write my own story, to empower me to believe in my true potential. Right? Until today, guys, you may not believe this. I pinch myself to realize that this is real. Do you understand? That 26 years ago, I was a moron with $20 US in my bank account. Today, I am your upline. I represent the founders. I'm living more than I could ever dream of my life. And I pinch myself. And if you ask me, the secret of my success is nothing special. It's just that I started writing my own story. I stopped blaming the world. I stopped depending on people to decide who I become, what I achieve. I believed 100% that I had everything within me to become the best version of Patman Senathirajah. So what is your story? What is the ending of your story besides death? Your ending of your story, Kalai, is when you become the best version of yourself. Do you understand? That's your goal. What is your goal in life? It's not happiness. I used to say happiness, but happiness is a bit tricky. Because you can be happy today and tomorrow fight with your wife and you're unhappy. You can put on 2 kilos and be unhappy. You can trip and fall outside the office and be unhappy. Right? You can have a problem medically and be unhappy. So it's impossible to be happy all the time. Even though Agatha believes I'm happy all the time, I'll explain to you why she thinks I'm happy all the time. Because I believe that my story is a good story. I believe that I've written my story well enough that I am becoming every day a better version of Padman Senatiraja. Do you understand? That my story gets better and better and better and better every day. My results get better and better and better every day. That's the story I'm writing. Right? So let me teach you how to write a beautiful story. My story, your story. First, don't ignore the full story. Never forget where you came from. Or not, you will not recognize change. So I will tell you my story. Moron. From birth, younger days, not the smartest kid in school, but happy kid. Didn't play sports. It was not part of my story. I was more interested in love than sports. Alright? I thought love was much more rewarding than sports. All my friends were holding a trophy. I was holding somebody's hand. You understand? That's much more rewarding. You cannot kiss the trophy. It doesn't kiss you back. Do you understand? It's moronic. And when you're old, you look at all the trophies. What memory does it serve? Alright, but when I look at all the relationships and the love stories I've had, alright, it's a beautiful journey of life. So I was not a sportsman. Okay, I'm competitive, but in a different way. I was an average student, not below average. I think I was okay, not the smartest and not the most moronic. I was not lazy. I loved doing stuff. That was my story. But that story growing up was written by my hometown, Teluk Intan. My mother, God bless her soul, she wrote a lot of my story from young. My brothers, who I say they are morons, but I love them tremendously. They are both my pillars of strength. My friends like Kalai, Naresh, a lot of people I grew up with in my hometown, they helped me write my story. Every heartbreak was part of my story. All right? You know, when I fell in love when I was 12 years old, that was my story. Okay, the power of the dream from a young age. Teenage years was not easy. When I was older a little bit, I got attracted to the dark side. Like most of you, we all make mistakes. So please keep an eye on your children. The dark side was very attractive. All right, what is the dark side? The bad stuff. The alcohol, the partying, the wasting time, I would say. Wrong people, wrong circle of influence, okay? And my time, there was no social media. And I still went to the dark side. Today, keep an eye on your children. The social media is too attractive. And it can draw people very easily to being useless. So I was useless for a few years of my life as a young man. I made a lot of mistakes. Disappointed my mother. Hurt a lot of people. But that was part of my story. I'm not going to ignore it. You cannot erase your past. You have to embrace it. And then at the age of 22, you know, I'm connected with Dato Sri Vijay again, even though I've known him my whole life. And at that point, my story started to change. Do you understand? The problem with you is when you signed up in QNet, your past story, if I could be brave enough to assume, it was similar to mine. We went to school, we had teenage years, we made some mistakes at the later stage of our teenage years. We finally got a job, go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home. It's okay. We were not rich, but we paid our bills. But what happened to you, where you did not write your story, was when you started QNet, you didn't change your story. You didn't start writing a new story. You brought that old character into QNet. You brought all that stuff, all that preconceived ideas, all those negative paradigm shifts of you're not good enough. Can it work? Will I succeed? I was a failure as a young man or young woman. You understand? Our family were not usually saying you are a champion. All right? You think about it. If you are my generation, you were called a moron many times. You were called useless. You were called good for nothing. And today we are all compensating. You understand? My son, all right, poops. And I said, unbelievable! You understand or not? All right, we're trying to compensate Kala, with our children. So my son has not done anything great in his life. He's 4 years old, but he thinks he's a champion. He walks around the house like Padman Senati Raja because his father empowers him every day and says, you are the best. Aryan, you are the best. You are the champion. You understand? But we bring our old selves into the new story. You cannot. If you bring your old self into the new story, it's the same story, guys. Because when you write a story, your character, your hero or heroine is the main person. And if you watch all the movies in your life, all right, that character changes. And their lives start to change. They win the war. They win the girl, you understand, or the boy, or they build a multi-billion-dollar company like that movie Guru about the story of Dhirubhai Ambani, you understand. There was a moment where they said, hey, I got to change character because this is a new story I'm writing. So what you guys, the mistake you made, your story was the same, right? Go to school, mediocre, average, nothing great, got a job, you were not CEO, because if you were CEO, you may not be in QNet today, you understand? You were a normal person, earning, paying bills, and then at one time, the master plan gave you an opportunity to write a new story. That's the beauty of life. The only species that can restart, like Adli says, that can completely transform, complete transformation is the human species. You understand? That means a bad person can become a good person. A fat person can become a supermodel. A single party animal can become a good father and responsible husband. You understand? A complete broke person can become financially free. There's no other species on the planet that has that ability to rewrite their story at any point of their lives. Do you understand? So even though you have the past, you are not stuck to it. You can detach, you can write a brand new story, you can transform completely if you want to, like I did, thanks to Japa and Dato Sri Vijay. Now the mistake you guys make is you are the same character. You just change your environment, Kalai. But you are the same person. You didn't have the click. You didn't have the paradigm shifts. How are you going to write a new story? And then you get frustrated in QNet, not because the setting, the what do you call it, the set, the movie set was bad. We are giving you the nicest movie set in the world with HD camera, light, sound, all right, AI technology, the greatest products in the world, all right, limitless income, okay? And you are the same moron from last time coming here doing this. Nice, huh? Quite interesting. And you don't succeed. And you get frustrated. Because you're the same person you were before. So I tell people, don't focus on the details of QNet. We will sort it out. We have done this for 26 years. You don't worry about the business. Don't worry about the products. We got experts who look at it. Don't worry about the battles in your country. We will fight it for you. You focus on yourself. So the biggest mistake you're making is you are writing a new story of entrepreneurship. You are writing a new story of being a networker. You are writing a new story of starting a new journey with us, with Japa, with Dato Sri as our great founders. But you did not change character. You did not reinvent yourself. You did not evolve. You did not change. I was mentoring a few people, all right? And I'm a tough coach, all right? I was just telling Dave and Sati outside that I'm the worst upline to have. I'm unreasonable. And I told these people I was mentoring, I'm sorry, I cannot mentor you unless you change. Change what? Everything. Change the way you dress. Change the way you talk. Change where you go on Friday night. Change what you do on Saturday night. Change your Instagram pros. Because now you are an entrepreneur. You are an upline. You are a networker. You are a businesswoman, a businessman, a CEO of a potential huge business that you could own. You cannot remain the same person you were. If you don't change, your results will not change. If you don't change, your story will not change. And that's the mistake people make. They think they can retain who they are and still max out. I'm sorry, it's impossible. I'll tell you right now. I did not max out because I'm a great networker. I'm not. I did not max out because I am the best presenter. My presentation sucks. I did not max out because I'm a good trainer. I don't think I am. I just come here and I say whatever I want. They are so scared to give me the microphone. You understand not? What happened to me was I changed. When I started writing my story at 22, the first 3 years, I resisted change. I remained the same moron I was. I just changed my shirt, I guess. And I wasn't building leaders. I wasn't building a sustainable business. I wasn't succeeding the way I thought. Then I went to my mentor, Dato Sri Vijay, and I said, is there something wrong with my system? You know, Ishwaran, please tell me. I showed him my 8 basic building blocks, my presentation, everything. He didn't even look at it. He just looked at me. He said, Padman, the problem is you. I said, what do you mean the problem is me? I'm working 23 hours a day. He said, work 24 hours. Nothing will change until you decide to change. Nothing will change until the paradigm shift happens to you. So you know what you're doing? You're just moving from, what was it, Mike? Last time the quality of videos was called what? Old videos? Now it's HD, right? Huh? The last time was? VHS. You're just going from VHS quality to HD. You know, upgrade to 4K. You can watch on YouTube old videos. They upgrade to 4K. But it's the same movie. So my message to you tonight is start writing your story. But don't write the story with the same character. Because the outcome will be the same. And if you look at your old story, what was the outcome? Were you a millionaire? Did you run a global business? I was just telling the morons out there, were you respected? Did you inspire people? Did you change the world? Did you achieve your dreams? No, that's your old story. Nothing wrong with it. I still enjoy talking about my past. But that was a different Padman. Why did Padman become successful? Because I created a new Padman when I started writing my story of QNet. And if you don't evolve, if you don't change, if you don't make tough decisions, if you don't make the right sacrifices, if you don't transform, if you don't evolve, your story is not going to be a blockbuster hit. It's not going to be a max out story. So if you look at every max out king or queen, do this. Look at all your uplines. Go meet them. Interview them about their past. And you will see that they are complete different human being today when they started writing the QNet story. Are you guys with me now? So I want you tonight on day 2 of my life, my story, my time, to rewrite your story. Rewrite it. Right? You have the power to write a brand new story. Now, what do you want in your story? This is a multi-million-dollar question. What should your story consist of? What should the ideal hero, the ideal heroine be in this new story you are writing? Everyone asks me, what's the ideal networker? What is the ideal max out king or queen? Right? And I share this with you. It may apply to you, may not apply to you, it's up to you. Right? The first thing that you have to write in your story is this. It must be my story, not somebody else's story. This is your story. Take ownership. This is your life, your challenges, right? It's your own story. The first thing you need to decide, the first paradigm shift, that this is mine. Your business, your success, your story. This is not somebody else's. You're not copying somebody else's life. Don't be like me, be better than me. Don't be like Kalai, be better than Kalai. Alright? Duplication is a good thing, but duplication must not limit you. You must be limitless. So this is your story. I didn't write their Patman story. I didn't write their Kalai story, or Japa, or Dato Sri, or Sati, or Arun, or Adli, or David. I said my story, which means to you it's your story. You write your own story starting today. And the first thing you need is ownership. Stop blaming the world. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming your background. So what if you are broke today? Right? Everyone you see on Decon stage started broke. Some of them started with owing money. Nobody was a millionaire when they signed up. Are you guys with me? Alright? So the first thing you have to do is take ownership. This is not a hobby. This is your life story. This is going to determine generations to come. Do you understand? That we talk about Dhirubhai Ambani. We talk about Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. Alright? We talk about all these people around the world. They wrote their own story. But their story impacted positively generations to come. Do you understand how important your story is? Your story is going to break the chain of poverty in your family. I broke the chain of poverty in my family. I grew up poor with a great mother. No complaints. Right? But I decided to break the chain of poverty. So my children today, God bless them, alright, start with a good life. I don't want them to be spoiled, but I also want them to have a good life. Do you understand? So your story has such a tremendous impact on so many people around you. Don't take it for granted. Take ownership. Stop blaming the world. Stop living a life of excuses. Write your story. This is your life, your choices. You are in control. Don't for 1 minute think you are not. You can go online and read people who suddenly wake up in the morning and realize they are in control. They leave their jobs. They leave their country. They go to the wilderness. They start their own bakery. All right? There is a cool couple from Hong Kong who went to Bangalore and started their dream watch company. I follow them, the Bangalore Watch Company. You understand not? There are people who started acting at the age of 60. All right? These are people who suddenly woke up and said, hey, it's my story. I can write it. I can take control back. It's my choices. What is Dato Sri Vijay offering you? It's a platform. It's a platform to take control back. Because whatever control you gave away for money. And he's telling you, Take it back. Earn your own money. Own your own business. Don't be a moron. I'm sorry. I respect your job. It's paying your family. But you are selling your soul to feed your family. Why waste your potential? Even if you earn similar to your salary from QNet, or even a little bit lower in the beginning, it is still more respectful than earning a salary from a job. I'm not talking earning 25,000. Even if you earn 1,000 a month and your job was 1,002, this 1,000 is sweeter than that 1,002. This 1,000 will inspire your children to be heroes when they grow up. All right? You will raise champions with money from your own business. You know this. So stop selling your soul. This is your life. We are giving you the platform. A platform that doesn't ask you your education, doesn't ask you who your uncle is, doesn't ask you for protection money, doesn't ask you for anything. You don't need to be connected. You can be an absolute. Look at Edward, Soro, and Rafiq. They were nobodies. Today they are great success stories because they decided to write their own story. Are you guys with me now? So take ownership of your life. Stop selling yourself to the world. You got 2 legs. No legs, so it's okay. You got 2 hands. You got a brain. You got a heart. You can speak. And we are providing you a chance to write your story all over again. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. That's why I tell people, be grateful to Japa, Dato Sri, be grateful to the V, your uplines. But be most grateful to the person who picked up the phone and called you and did the presentation. Even if they're not active today, even if they switched off, doesn't matter. Thank them in your prayers because they gave you that opportunity, that window. They opened the door. Are you guys with me? So the first thing your character must have is take control back. Make your own choices. Do you understand? Write your own story. Stop this bull sugar of relying on the world to feed your family. You feed your family. But be in control of your life. Take ownership. This is not a hobby. All right? Yes, if you want to try it a few months to see whether you like it, maybe. But at some point, that click must happen. That this is your business. Take ownership. Take ownership. This is the most important. Your character must be somebody who is, switched on, took ownership. I own my business. You watch all the movies. Watch all the movies of these great people you respect. Look at the beginning. They slept in the, Elon Musk said he sleeps in the warehouse. Japa and Dato Sri used to sleep in the office in Hong Kong when they started this company in 1998. I remember. I used to sleep in the office, Agatha, in the early days. I used to sleep in my car. Maybe I should make a movie. I used to sleep in my car. I used to shower in the shower on the highway with the truck drivers. And put on my shirt, all right, in the public bathroom. I used to shower, put on my shirt to go to my next presentation. I would drive for hours to meet one prospect who rejected me. And I was telling a story, I drove for 4 hours, nobody turned up. I would stay up until 6 in the morning doing counseling, TAT, one-on-one with people. My house gate was never locked. My mother had food permanently to feed my downlines. That's the price we paid to write our own story. And I need you to take ownership. Now, don't panic. I'm not telling you to give up your life, abandon your family, abandon your children. No. Kala is a responsible daughter. I was a responsible son. Today, I'm a responsible father. It's not the quantity of time, it's the quality. You understand? But today, I'm financially free. Today afternoon, I said, hey, I'm going to chill out with my kids. You understand? But the price you pay in the beginning is worth it. Every movie you ever watch, all right, starts with a bit of hardship, tension. and always has a happy ending. That's how you get a blockbuster, correct? Even a love story, rejection, they went separate countries, then they accidentally met in the airport, they reconnected, and the end they get married and have 15 children. Are you guys with me? Every story, the beginning is the toughest. The beginning reflects hardship. The beginning reflects paying a price. Every story starts like that. Japa's story, Dato Sri Vijay's story, my story. But today, life is beautiful. Are you guys with me now? So take ownership. This is not a hobby. You're a businessman, businesswoman. Now, I'm not telling you to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm not asking you to be a maniac. I know that everyone is different, but give more than you're giving now. Is that fair? Whatever you're giving now is your comfort zone. Give until you feel a bit uncomfortable. That's a good sign of taking ownership of your life. So the first is take ownership. The second, your character must be consistent. Correct? Because this topic of consistency that I talk about, and everyone misunderstands it. They think, Kalai, all right, in their sleep, they must say 3,000 BV on the left, 3,000 BV on the right. You understand? Not? I'm not asking you to be consistent. I'm not asking you not to have dinner at home. You understand? I don't want you to feel guilty, all right, because you have to be consistent. I don't want you to feel depressed. I want you to love being consistent. But the character of your story must be a consistent character. Because switching off in anything in life is not good. Now, let me give you an example. Very good example somebody gave me yesterday. Even in your job, you cannot switch off. Think about it. If you work in a company and you take 1 month holiday and you completely switch off, when you come back, you'll be completely lost. Somebody could have taken over your job. That's why today people on holiday still on their WhatsApp, still doing email. They're trying to protect their business, trying to protect their job, trying to protect their livelihood, David Sharma. You understand? Right? So consistency is no longer a choice. It's a necessity in life. Alright? Even social media, you struggle to be consistent. I know people who say, oh my God, Chief, I haven't posted anything today. And they go into depression. Then they put makeup at 2 in the morning and take a picture. You understand? Or they run outside and take a picture of the moon, staring at the moon and thinking about love. You understand not? You don't want to switch off. Because when you switch off, you lose momentum. You lose relevance. So I'm not telling you to do anything special. I'm just telling you to be consistent. The character in your story that you're writing for financial freedom must be consistent. There is no choice. There is no switching off. Can you go on holiday? Yes. I go on holiday all the time. David Sharma went to the Maldives. Alright, I went to some hill in Malaysia. You understand not? Of course, he has a better life than me, what to do. You know, you want your downlines to be more successful than you. Alright? But Kalai goes on holidays. She has a great time. Right? She goes to London, South Africa, some weird island somewhere with her downlines and friends. You think that consistency is sitting down and said, I am doing QNET, nothing else. Your mother said, come and eat. No, I cannot. I must do QNET. All right? Go and take a shower. Cannot take shower. Must only do QNET. Let's watch a movie. Cannot watch movie. Must only do QNET. That's not consistency. Consistency is remembering that you are a businessman and businesswoman. That you own a business. I have the best life on the planet. I'm consistent. I chill out. David, I go shopping. I spend hours at night cleaning my watches, feeding my pets. I do all kinds of things. I'm like a retired person. I even wear the retired sweater look now. You understand? This is the old uncle retired sweater look I learned from David Sharma. But I am consistent. Because in my mind, I'm always upline. In my mind, I'm always an entrepreneur. In my mind, my business is always running. You understand? The problem with you is you are inconsistent. That means you start and you stop. Mind, body, soul, all stop. And then you start again. Stupidity. This is your business, guys. This has the potential to change your life and your family's life. Why would you switch off? Why would you need a break? I always give this example. If you own a restaurant and you took a loan or mortgage for $200,000, you will start cooking at 6 in the morning. Go to any restaurant in your neighborhood, in your village, in your town. The owner is there from start to finish. Because they understand the mindset of success, the mindset of entrepreneurship. So the character of your story, first take ownership. Stop depending on anything, anyone. Stop blaming anyone or anything. Take ownership. Second, be consistent. Be consistent, guys. Never, 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 never switch off. Can you imagine you're watching a movie and after 30 minutes it stops? And then blank for 10 minutes and then the movie starts again and the story is you forgot what happened. Will you ever watch a movie like that? No. You want the movie to be consistent. You want the character to be consistent. You want to see the guy or girl from nobody to somebody. You want to see them win the war. You want to see the Marvel characters like Black Widow, Iron Man and Hulk win against, what's that character with the stones on the hand? Huh? Thanos, right? You want them to beat Thanos. You want the little tree. What's the little tree's name? In Guardians of the Galaxy. You want continuity of the story. You want Shah Rukh Khan to end up with Kajol. Can you imagine you're watching you know the famous Shah Rukh Khan movie. I forgot how to pronounce it. Dil Duange, something like that, okay? Dilwale, da. Alright? Shah Rukh Khan, this guy playing a guitar who is not successful, fell in love with Kajol. Alright? Now, can you imagine you're watching this movie? Shah Rukh Khan chasing Kajol, father beating Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan never gives up. Suddenly the movie stops. And then the next scene, Shah Rukh Khan is with Kareena Kapoor. Back in New York City. Is there any logic? You want consistency in your story. You want consistency in this business. Your problem is you switch off mind, body and soul. You suddenly realize, I'm not in QNet anymore. I take a break 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. You don't think about it. You forget your dream. You forget you got downlines. How difficult it is to send a message every half an hour to your downlines. You check your social media every 10 minutes. You like videos of morons out there every 2 minutes. You got time to take a picture of the ice cream you're about to eat. And you got no time to send a note, voice note, guys, it's Friday, TAT, don't forget. I raise the bar higher. How can you switch off? How can you switch off? This time your story, your character needs to be consistent. I'm not talking consistent for 10 years, sorry. I changed my narrative. I only want to focus on 2025. Is that fair? 12 months, 360 days. All right, now is day 4th, right? 360 days, 5th, 360 days. Can you, for once, this year, 2025, just make me one promise that you'll be consistent throughout the year. You'll be consistent with your TAT, consistent with your presentation rule 3, consistent with your Act 48 culture, consistent of watching the Wednesday message, following Insta Live, consistent with attending your system, consistent with power of association, consistent with counseling your upline. I know it feels a lot, but it's only 360 days. And if you can remain consistent, that means your 2025 story has ownership, has consistency, you will see results. You will see results, right? So first is ownership. Second is consistency. The third is change. This is very interesting. If you look at any movie in your life, if you read any story, there is consistent change. Like a breath of fresh air, right? Something happens to the person. The person suddenly comes and looks completely different. You understand? The person makes a life-changing decision. You are not changing. If you don't change, your results will not change. If you don't change, your organization will not change. If you don't change, nothing will change. And if you have watched me, all right, why I don't have notes, why I don't remember what I said yesterday, because I believe the Patman yesterday and the Patman today has changed. Yesterday and today. In 24 hours, a lot of things has happened to me. I spoke to Dato Sri Vijay. All right? I spent time with my kids. You understand? I spoke to a lot of people. I watched something on Instagram. I had some experience at home. You understand not? All right? I thought about my past. I thought about somebody. My uncle passed away yesterday. I met all my cousins today. You understand not? A lot of memories came back to me. I am a complete different person today. Right? I did not plan what I was going to tell you. But if you don't constantly, your character doesn't evolve, your character doesn't improve, your character doesn't change costume, your character doesn't change image, tone, language, content, the story will be very boring. That's why I tell you, when you go for your class reunion and you spend 1 hour talking to your friends, and if ever they say, bro, you haven't changed at all, is the greatest insult on the planet. When I meet people, they say, bro, I can't recognize you, bro. You have completely changed. Unbelievable. So people used to take it as a compliment that you haven't changed. I take it as an insult. I want you to see me next year and say, wow, Chief, your content has changed, your approach has changed, your ideas have changed. Are you guys with me or not? Are you changing? Are you evolving? All the content you absorb from VCon, from JAPA, from Dato Sri Vijay, this event, what does it mean? You're not a library, you're not collecting content and putting in the shelf, right? So today I want you to decide your 2025 story, how you are going to change. And I'm telling you, it comes down to the basics. Your hairstyle, your glasses, your outfit. Like I now wear sneakers. I used to wear loafers, driving shoes with no socks. I used to love buying, I think I bought hundreds. Now I'm a sneaker guy. You understand? Because I have kids. So when you have kids, you realize you need sneakers because the buggers will run damn fast. And you got to chase them and you need stability when you carry your kids. So I'm wearing sneakers for practical reasons. But it's change. That Patman Senathirajah has changed his outlook, Bala. You understand? You see me 3 years ago in a video. You know, I watched my 8 basic building blocks. The first one I did. Oh my God. I'm one of those people who actually become better looking with time. I realized that, you know, the older people actually say, Chief, you were not very good looking when you were young. Now you're gorgeous. All right. So evolution. Things must change. Your content to your downlines must change. Your approach must change. So what's changing in 2025 about you? You did some New Year's resolution to lose weight, to stop eating sugar. Why worry about your diet? Change from within. Do you understand? That means when I see somebody in a new year, I want to see a transformation. I want to see something different about them. All right? And that keeps you attractive. Let me explain this theory. In network marketing, in business, in leadership, the key component is for you to remain being attractive. Right? So when you watch your character in the movie, like Shah Rukh Khan a Bollywood mega star, King Khan they call him. Why is he so famous? It's not because of his looks alone, right? Because me and him are equally handsome. He's a very attractive person on screen. His character, his positivity, he just draws people to him. And when you change consistently, you become more attractive. So in your story, you cannot be less and less attractive, then nobody will follow you in your story. You've got to evolve and change and become better. Like Dato Sri Vijay said, if you improve 1% a day, you become 37 times better in 1 year. What does it mean? It means you become 37 times more attractive, Kalai. And when you are attractive, and I'm not talking looks, I don't judge people by looks. I think everyone is beautiful in their own way. Attractive means people want to be in your presence. People want to listen to you. People see value in listening to you. They want to be near you. Right? Your aura improves when you become more attractive. So you have to change. So I ask you a question. 2024, finished. 2025, what's changing about you? What have you decided to improve in 2025? Like Adli, all right, became very attractive in 2024. He's old, all right? Not from a looks point of view, you can't compare me and him. You understand? It's like George Clooney, all right, and Charlie Chaplin. You understand or not? All right? Okay, but Adli has become a very attractive personality. Do you realize that? Whenever he speaks on Zoom, he goes on stage, people are like, wow, Adli. His face has the same. He hasn't changed his hairstyle since 1975. All right? Physically, he looks the same. He wears the same suit, dark blue. All right? Nothing about his appearance has changed. How has Adli become more attractive? Because in 2024, he had that click to restart again. He told you yesterday. He started doing presentation. He doesn't need to, but he did it. Right? He started to interact with prospects. And suddenly he became a complete different changed man. David Sharma, who is also physically not the most attractive guy, but it's okay. Everyone's karma is different. But this year, or last 6 months, David, he is a transformed man, and everyone thought because he newly got married and things are happening at home. No. Because I told him, David, go to Europe, all right, and adopt a group to help, Habib's group in Europe, in France, and all this. He went there and he started working with people on the ground, and it ignited a fire within him that made him attractive. So if you are in a comfort zone, if you are not doing presentation, if you're not building your business, if you're not focused on your dream, if you're not doing stuff, you will become unattractive. Do you understand? Because your mojo, your aura, your energy is negative. That's why networkers who stop networking become useless. They make money, they're financially free, but they're unattractive. Do you understand? Never fall into that trap. Because if you want to retain your influence over people, if you want to change the world, fulfill Dato Sri's vision of touching 1 billion hearts, you got to be attractive. You got to evolve. You got to change every single year, every single month. And in networking, the best way to remain attractive is to remain a networker. Don't become a manager. Right? Because remember, it's your story. You are the main character. Alright? You understand? You are the producer, director, and actor. Do you understand? Alright? You are everything. Don't become a manager. Don't become just a trainer who just speaks. Because after a while, your language doesn't connect with the man on the ground. You don't understand them. You don't know how to appeal to them. You don't know how to change their lives. So if you ask me what is the secret of remaining attractive, remain a networker. Are you guys with me? Remain a networker. Evolve, change, but always remain a networker. Adli is a perfect example. 2024, I saw a brand new guy, Adli Hassan. Even when he talks to me, I feel his energy. I meet him in Dubai, it's like, you know, he can't even walk. He's like dancing everywhere he goes. Adli is on fire. Are you guys with me now? He's just crazy. And you know why? Nothing. He just restarted becoming a networker. I started supporting some new groups around the world. It transformed me completely. All right, I'm supplying e-cards. I'm doing TAT video calls. I'm hammering them. All right, I'm asking them to do their name list. I'm doing presentation for them, closing for them. All right, and that has ignited a new fire in me. Do you understand? And I hope you see it on my Insta, my Wednesday message, my language, my mojo. You understand not? All right, and that's the power. Dave Joel went to Africa. You ask him, he went to Africa for 2 months. He came back, I couldn't recognize him. His language, the way he spoke about the people on the ground. He spoke about doing presentation in the coffee shop. Remain a networker, you remain attractive. Right? Become a manager, become a trainer, you're unattractive, guys. And the day you are unattractive, you lose the ability to influence people. You lose the ability to shape people's future. Are you guys with me or not? What is Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, all these great actors? They remain actors. Denzel Washington, please read his story. He's one of the greatest actors of our time. He's still acting today. At 60 plus, he's doing this movie Equalizer with action. Tom Cruise, 60, 50 plus, David. Right? Jumping off the cliff with a motorbike. That's how you remain attractive. You guys, after 2 years of networking, suddenly wheelchair. I'm semi-retired. I'm okay. I want to be a mentor. I want to be a Guruji. Please don't be a Guruji. Be a networker. Are you guys with me or not? Japa and Dato Sri are still networking today. Right? Opening up China, South America. Look at their passion for networking. That's what built us. That will continue building us. Next, when you're writing your story, everyone has an action. Alright? Shah Rukh Khan has. Correct? Alright? Everyone, Tom Cruise has that action about him. Denzel Washington has that martial arts in Equalizer. Every great actor, every character in a story has a unique thing about them. Something special about them. Now, if you are writing a max out story, if you are writing a financial freedom story, there's only one thing you need to do. Presentation, presentation, presentation. Are you guys with me or not? That should be your superpower. Are you guys with me or not? Like all these Marvel comic characters got superpower. In networking, your superpower is presentation. So 2025, I never interfere in the groups. I allow uplines to dictate their own systems and all of that. But I'm Patman Senatiraja, so I love to interfere. And I really don't care. I'll tell you. Rule 3. My downlines ask me, what was my secret of success? How did I max out? How did I build the organization in the early days? I'll tell you how I did it. My special powers. My first special power was I didn't overtrain. I didn't put them in the hall every day and did training. No. I only did 8 basic building blocks. Nothing else. The 8 basic building blocks is enough to build a max out organization. Trust me, I did it. Alright? That was my first superpower. Keep it simple. I kept everything simple. If you don't understand me and my trainings, there's something wrong with you. I understood the power of simplicity. You understand? So 8 basic building blocks, any moron can duplicate. That was my first special power. My second special power is I understood 26 years ago where my financial freedom was coming from. My financial freedom was coming ultimately from presentation. And if everyone was not focused on presentation, my story will be a sad story. It won't be a max out story. But I said, how do you get people to do presentation? You push, they will do for 1 week. Next week, they will stop. All right? You hammer out of fear and depression, they will do 1 or 2. Then they will stop. Then I understood the power of culture. What is culture? Culture is something you subconsciously do because it's all around you. It's just a common sense. Like in Malaysia, when we walk past elderly people, we put our hand down, we bow, and we cross. We don't cross people like that. Everyone, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, we all do that. It's part of our culture. We all remove our shoes before we go into somebody's house. There's no logic. When I went to Europe, people are all walking in with shoes. But we remove our shoes. No matter which house you go to, we remove our shoes. But nobody taught me that. It was just around me. You walk into somebody's house, everyone is removing the shoes. What are you going to do, Bala? You're Australian, you're going to remove your shoes. Everyone is doing it. Must be a culture in this country. Are you guys with me now? So I understood that if you make presentation a culture, not an action, you just make it normal. Not a like, this is extra special. But how do you make it normal? Repetition. Monkey see, monkey do. Get all the leaders to do it. Everyone talks about it long enough, it becomes a culture. So I understood that if you are serious about this story of Max Out, if you're serious about your life story, can't you do 4 presentations a week? Now let me ask you this question. Let's break it down. All right, upline, talking to you. So shut up, empty your cup and listen. What is 4 presentations? You've got 7 days a week. Even if you have a job, you got an average of 3 hours free time a day. That's 21 hours a week, Agatha. No, plus weekends full. All right? It's illogical in my mind why a human being who's serious about their story, who wants to change, evolve, max out, fly around the world and live their dream, they can't do 4 presentations a day. So I said 4 a week. 1 month, 16. 16 doesn't sound right. Psychologically, people don't like it. It's not here, not there. You understand? You need a middle number. So 15. Dexter Yeager did it. It worked. I said, I'll do it. And what do you call it? Rule 3. 15 presentations a month. But I made it a culture, David. Everyone, rule 3. Hey, rule 3, rule 3. I recognized rule 3. I didn't recognize max out kings and queens. That's not important. They already make money. But somebody did rule 3. I put them on stage. Clap. Alright? When I talk to somebody, I say, hey, he did rule 3. Give him a big round of applause. And I made it into a culture. Now, some uplines believe after a certain level of success, you as a supreme network leader like David Sharma, Dave Joel, Adli Hassan, Arun George, Sati Senati Raja can no longer do presentation because it's an insult, a disgrace to the whole fraternity of networkers around the world. Bull sugar times 1 million. Stupidity. Ask Adli Hassan. If your upline says don't do presentation, don't listen to him. Because the moron made money. He's retired. Don't listen to retired people, guys. When I meet all my retired uncles, when they give me advice, I switch off. I listen to apate. You understand? Because why would I listen to a retired guy? If he wants to talk about prostate, I listen to him, like David. But if you want to talk about success, who would you listen to? Today, who would you listen to? A retired Bill Gates or a switched on Elon Musk? Who would you listen to? Elon Musk. Why do you all listen to retired uplines? The day I retire and announce my retirement in glory, Agatha, flowers, I want 2 little elephants, Dave Jones. Alright? Stop listening to me. Just keep my photo, Dato Japa's photo all nicely. play my old videos, but don't play my videos after I retire. Do you understand? So rule 3 is the secret of success. It keeps you attractive. It keeps you switched on. It becomes a signature move like Shah Rukh Khan. Do you understand? Rule 3, 15 presentations a month. Now somebody told me, Chief, I run out of prospects. Are you living in a cave in the Himalayas alone with one mosquito? How on earth with social media, Instagram, TikTok, all right? Whatever apps there is, what else there? Facebook, all right? Now there's Tinder where you can fall in love, all right? Bumble, all right? There's just social platforms. There's Business Network International. There's coffee shops. There's chat groups that randomly you are invited to. The world is connected to a whole new level. If you cannot find 15 prospects a month, go to the tallest building in your city and play the song, I Believe I Can Fly. Are you with me? Not because you're a moron. How can you not know 50? I meet 50 new people a month, David Sharma. I walk in the mall, I'm a networker. I see somebody with a nice watch. I say, nice watch. He said, yes, I bought it last month. I said, fantastic, this is our watch. Simi, Switzerland, we manufacture our own watches. Interesting, blah, blah, blah. Exchange phone number. Now, 25 years ago, it was not easy to get somebody's phone number. Today, your phone number is in the toilet, written on the wall. Everywhere you are giving your phone number, right? You go to buy ice cream, they say, please register your number. How difficult to find 15 prospects? I cannot understand. So rule 3, culture. Make it a culture. Sing rule 3. Everyone, rule 3, rule 3, rule 3. Recognize rule 3. Edify rule 3. You understand? Until it becomes a culture. What does it mean when it becomes a culture? A new sign-up joins. Everywhere he sees, rule 3. Upline, doing presentation. Sideline, doing presentation. Downline, doing presentation. Crossline, doing presentation. What will he do? Presentation. Now your new guy come, upline, doing training. Crossline, not doing anything. Downline, complaining. All right, the other side, not existent. What the fellow going to do? When you surround yourself with losers, you become a loser. You surround yourself with people doing presentation, you do presentation. It's a culture. I will respect a consistent presentation person more than somebody just earning money. Are you guys with me or not? Are you guys with me? So presentation culture. So now you're writing your story. And in your story, rule 3 is like your signature move of Shah Rukh Khan. Are you guys with me or not? Your signature, your organization, you represent. Rule 3. We launched it in 2007. That year when we launched it in 2007, we hit record sales around the world. We tripled our sales globally. Amril, if you're watching, that was the answer. Culture of rule 3. The next culture I created, another signature move, Shah Rukh Khan got 2. Alright, one is this, and one is side smile and show the dimple that I also have. Correct? Shah Rukh Khan has a dimple like me. You understand? Can you see a dimple? That's a dimple. Right? So, what's the second signature move? That everyone who signs up, I make them comfortable enough to at least start their journey by signing up 2 people. You know why? Until they experience the joy of signing up somebody, that click doesn't happen. Because whoever you are, whether you're Kalai, Dave, David, Sati, you always remember your first sign up. It was like you won the Olympics, you know. You understand not? Alright? So I realized that every human being on the planet knows 2 people who will never say no to them. True? 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 We all know 2 people who will never say no to us. I had 22, but I'm special. But normal people have 2. Right? Everyone got 2. Now you said, oh chief, my 2 is my mother. Then I'm stuck. No, moron. Your mother also knows 2 people who won't say no to her. It's a social fact that a circle of influence ranges from 2 to 10. That the average human who's not living in the Himalayas has 2 to 10 people who will do anything for them. Minimum 2, maybe maximum 10. Are you guys with me now? So I had 8 basic building blocks. Rule 3, all this is my climax of my story, you understand? The action scene, the fighting scene in my story was 8 basic building blocks. Rule 3, Act 48, right? And power of association. This is that movie, yeah? You know the movie? When everyone comes together for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Diwali, right? Don't you have tears in your eyes? When all the family come together, the climax of the movie is always power of association, right? Everyone got together for wedding, everyone got together for celebration. I believe in the power of association. Keep your people close, you will succeed. As simple as that. So today, my message to you is write your new story. Your past is your past. When you write your new story of QNet, you have to be a new character. The old you cannot succeed in QNet. That's an old you, old story. New story, new you. A better you. A you that's willing to change, evolve, learn, empty your cup, make decisions, have the click. Firstly, take ownership. Take ownership. This is your business. If it is to be, it is up to me. Stop hiding behind excuses. Stop hiding behind challenges. It will always exist. Step forward. Write your story. It's your story. Take ownership. It's your life, your children, your future, your dreams. Stop depending on people. Stop blaming people. Stop this bull sugar. Right? All the greatest success stories in the world, that person had the click that I have to do it. Make that decision. Make that decision. And in this story, there is no break. There is no blank in the movie. It must be consistent. That this story, you don't stop until you reach the climax. What is the climax? Financial freedom, max out, all right, achieving your goals, whatever you want to call it. But your story must be consistent. Third, the character must change, must evolve, must be attractive. You understand or not? You cannot just be the same. If you remain the same for 365 days, you are already redundant, guys. Look at the world changing. While we are talking today, all right, robotics have taken over the world. ChatGPT, AI, David Sharma, lawyers are losing their jobs. All right, they believe that the workforce will reduce by 30%. Mike is laughing because he thinks he holds the camera. Bull sugar. Robots will be sitting here next year recording me. Who won't fall asleep, won't fart, won't need to drink water, just charge and they will go on for 3-4 hours. Are you guys with me or not? What do people need? Another source of income. And network marketing has survived the test of time. We have survived all changes in technology. We have survived all changes in the business landscape. We have survived all changes in geopolitical landscape. We are still here after over 100 years, guys. And we're going to be here for the next 100 years. Entrepreneurship and people will never change. Simple as that. But you have to evolve. You have to evolve so you remain relevant and attractive like Adli Hassan. You understand? They use the term that every morning you wake up, you should treat it as the day you were born again. A new lease of life for 24 hours. How would you live? How would you live if every morning you woke up, you knew you were going to die at night? And possibility you wake up the next morning. But that's true. And third, in your story, you must have that action that is so contagious, that makes your story the most attractive success story in life. All right? Rule 3, Act 48, 8 basic building blocks. All right? Power of association. We have taught you everything. But you are writing the story of entrepreneurship. You are writing the story of financial freedom. But ultimately, it's your story. You are the greatest miracle. Stop allowing the world to write your story. Stop allowing other people to direct your life. Stop allowing anyone to live your life for you. This is your life, your story. Remember this. My life, my story. And today, tonight, on the second day of this global broadcast, I just want you to start writing your own story. The most beautiful story. The story of love, success, trial, tribulation, overcoming challenges, powerful human connection, life-changing experiences, making a difference in the world, creating positive impact in the name of rhythm like Japa and Dato Sri Vijay. A story that will be remembered. The greatest story ever told, because you are the greatest miracle ever. Are you guys with me? This is your time, your story, your life. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you guys.